Alright, welcome back. Hope you're having a good day. It's my willow leaf ficus. This is not the main subject of the video today. I just kind of actually brought it in to show it off a little bit. And also, the main subject of today's video is going to be the cutting that I took from this big wound right there. I'm going to try to give you guys a little bit of a better look at that when I get to the cutting. But again, I'm also going to show you the root cutting that I took from this. It's the first root cutting I've had that ever took. Alright, and then real quick before I get to the main subject, this is the root cutting that I took from that tree we just looked at when it was repotted a couple months ago. I've had microcarpa sprout a little bit, but then they die off. I actually had a tittensis sprout some. I think I stuck it in the sun a little bit too quick. But this guy's been a couple months. I'm going to go ahead and keep it in the shade even a little bit longer, a little protected spot for this hurricane coming up too soon. The root actually went almost all the way down to the bottom of this. So I got pretty high confidence that this guy will live. Hope it turns out well. Alright, and then this is the main subject of the day. I'm just going to go ahead and give it a hard prune, put some wire on it. I repotted this guy about 6 months ago. This was a cutting from that tree I showed you at first, the big tree, the big willow leaf ficus that I have. I took it long before the YouTube channel. It's a couple years old now. I'll go ahead and show you that, that chop mark that this thing came from. And then also, if you go back and look, one of my first videos says emergency repot. That because that chunk was so big, it actually had a little bit of a rotten piece, kind of half of it rotted away. I noticed it was leaning in the pot just more and more. Part of it was turning black, part of it was growing. So I kind of just pulled it out of there and pulled all the rotten stuff off. I put it in this pot and kind of, just situated it a little bit better than it was then. Then I was just trying to do it just to keep it alive. I'm going to give it a hard prune so I can go ahead and show you that this thing also has been getting some figs on there. See the fig there. But this branch and this little sprout here coming straight up. Since that repot 6 months ago, I have cut the apex several times. I cut it once here, and you can actually see another chop here. Definitely want to get that longer piece off there. And I think I want to go ahead and take all that off too. And get these growing tips. Sometimes I like to leave just a little cluster of leaves. Leaves a little bit of life, if you will. And we'll see if this survives the wiring. If that survives the wiring, I might leave that on there too. Alright, so I got the wire on there. And main thing I want to do, just not have everything being poking straight up. But then also get some side-to-side stuff going there too, some side-to-side movement. Should have just enough heat and humidity left in our summer to make sure that, this thing recovers nicely from the hard prune. I said, other than cutting back the apex a couple times, I really haven't done anything to it. Try to get this one kind of down and back a little away from this other branch. They came out of the same side right with each other. Maybe with this hard prune here, it'll sprout something over here. You can see where there was a branch here at one time. It'd be nice to get something on that side, not directly across from that, where that almost would be. Maybe if it would pop down there. Of course, then that would almost be across from there, but we'll see. And then the apex here, I'm just trying to kind of go with the movement it already had and just trying to exaggerate it a little bit more. Just to keep it a little bit more interesting than just a straight growing tree.